This is Group W Cable, Westinghouse Broadcasting and Cable Incorporated.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the biggest game of the year here in the city of Dothan. Tonight, Group W Cable is proud to present the replay of the Dothan-Northview game. Dothan comes into this game with only one loss. Northview has lost 3. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope that you have been enjoying our telecast of football games all year long. In just a moment, play-by-play action of Northview versus Dothan. When we come back, the voices you hear will be play-by-play announcer Russell Bird and color analyst Mike Graves. This exclusive presentation will get kicked off in 60 seconds.
Ever wonder whether cable TV is really worth it? Well, if you have, we at Group W Cable have a suggestion. Consider what you'd miss if you didn't have cable. For instance, depending on your area, you might miss channels that bring you news, cultural programming, children's programming, sports programming, and more. You'd also miss 24-hour channels like HBO that offer you blockbuster movies, specials, and sports, or Showtime, which offers you other blockbusters, comedy, and Broadway shows, too. All uncut, uncensored, and uninterrupted by commercials like this. In short, you'd miss out on all but a handful of good channels. So maybe the question shouldn't be whether cable TV is worth it. Maybe it should be whether TV without cable is worth it. Group W Cable, all that TV can be.
All right, we're getting ready to get underway. The 8th annual game between Northview High School and Dothan High School. Captains tonight for Northview High School are Lawrence Dawsey and number 44, Cassie Butler. And who we got up there?
For Dothan High, we got number 53, Sean Gilroy, and number 93, James Ford.
Y'all come briskly forward so I can explain the option. If you don't understand what I'm saying, ask me to say it over again, because if you blurt out something before I'm through, I have to go with what you said, whether it's right or wrong. If you don't know, we've got all night to play this game, so y'all ask me again, and I'll tell it in a way that you can't miss. If you want to look over your shoulder at the coach, fine. But please listen to what I'm saying, because what I'm saying and what he thinks I'm saying may be something different. So y'all help me help y'all get it right. Now, y'all are the district tonight. Dawson, I want you to tell me what he called. Let's see. You're Gilroy, right? Gilroy, that's head, that's tail. I want you to tell me what he called. You call it right now. Tails. What did he call, Dawson? He called tails, and it is tails. You've won the toss. Would you like to kick off, receive, or defend the goal? Or defer it to the second half? Defer to the second half. All right. Y'all want to kick off or receive or defend the goal? You want to receive. Which goal would you like to defend? You want to defend this goal. You tell me face this way.
I've been to all the ball games so far this year, Mike, and this is by far the largest crowd I've seen for any game. Of course, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, even when Northview played Enterprise here, there was a large crowd, but this one seems like it is the largest by far.
I know our friends, our co-workers who are out at the National Peanut Festival probably don't have much to do tonight. I think everybody in town is at this game. And probably a lot of people that came from out of town are at this game.
Michael Magrino, number 33, will kick off for Dothan.
Michael Magrino will be kicking for Dothan. Tony Thompson's deep. The ball is going to be squibbed on the ground. It's going to be taken at the 20-yard line, and he's going to be knocked down hard. Number 54, Charles Brown.
18-yard line, first and 10 Northview.
Northview is going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Charles Brown laid a hit on him, Mike. Said, "Welcome to this ball game."
And it's going to be 1st and 10 at Northview 18. And Lawrence Dawsey takes the ball, picks up about 2 yards.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
I couldn't tell from here, Mike, but looked like number 54, Charles Brown, was on the tackle there. All right, it's 2nd down and 9. Bernard Nomberg is in at quarterback for the Cougars. He's going to hand the ball off to Dawsey again. He's going to go up the middle and bounce off to the right side a little bit, or should I say the left side. Michael Hartzog stopped him there. Only picked up 1 yard. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Pitches to Dawsey again. He's going to try the left side, and he's going to get up to about the 24-yard line before he's knocked back. Charles Brown and James Ford on the tackle. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. And the Cougars were only able to move the ball 6 yards, or actually 5 yards, and they're going to be forced to punt.
Have Ray Gibson and Grimsley.
They're just going to let the ball hit, and it's going to take a good roll for the Cougars. And it's going to be marked down at the 28-yard line. That's where the Tigers are going to take over.
So now we're going to see how Dothan offense is going to match up to the Northview defense.
Okay, I can see that number 10, Don Battle, is going to be the starting quarterback for the Tigers. Battle is going to pitch the ball. It's going to be fumbled. The Cougars got it. The Cougars have it.
Number 40, Willie Banks, picks up the fumble.
Donald Battle pitched the ball back to Dennis Tillman, and he never got the handle on it. The ball hits the ground, and the Cougars jumped right on it.
And that really looks bad for Northview at this point, because for Dothan, excuse me, because the first play of the game, and they turned it over.
All right, Nomberg set. Isaac Salters in motion. Nomberg looks back. He's going to pass. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted.
Mark Falk.
So we get the ball right back. Or we say Dothan's going to get the ball back. Mark Falk, number 44, is going to pick it off at the 10-yard line. So we've only been in this game for a little less than 4 minutes now. We've already had 2 turnovers. Okay. 22, Orlando Grimsley's in motion. The ball is going to be handed off up the middle this time, Mike.
Dennis Tillman. He's
Dennis Tillman.
A game of 1, 2nd and 9.
I couldn't see who made the tackle on that play, but he didn't gain much.
I think the PA announcer said it was number 78, Manny Venegas. All right, a 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. Battle's going to pitch back to Tillman again. He's going to get to the corner, and he's going to slip down at about the 15-yard line.
Number 7, Mark Reeves on the tackle.
Okay, after that play, it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers. Okay, Alex Thomas split wide to the right. Grimsley in motion. Battle pitches the ball back to Tillman again. And he's going to find a little bit of running room, and it looks like he's got enough yardage for the first down that time, Mike.
Number 24, Chris Parker made the tackle, and I think he had a little help by number 82.
Chris Parker for Northview. Dothan first down at the 23.
Well, we were right about one thing. It wasn't enough yardage for the first down, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 23 now. This play started at the 10.
Right off up the middle is to Derek Reese, number 32. He's stopped by number 40, Willie Banks. A game of 4, 2nd and 6.
Derek Reese gets the handoff up the middle and gains 4 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
I don't even know. I didn't see.
We're going to have a flag on the play. Too much time.
We penalized 5 yards for a delay of game.
I guess you could hear the PA announcer. He got that out before I did that time, but it will be a 5-yard penalty against the Tigers, delay of game, which will bring up a 2nd down and 11. Well, so far, Mike, this game has been just exactly what we bargained for. Grimsley in motion again. Ball's handed off to Derek Reese. I take it back. It was Dennis Tillman that time.
Lonnie Mathis made the tackle.
3rd down 9.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 8 for Dothan High.
Battle drops back. He's looking across the middle. He's pressured, and the ball's almost intercepted there, Mike. His intended receiver was Orlando Grimsley.
4th down 9.
Mike Henry there defensively.
Derek Ward broke it up, and Mark Reeves.
It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Tigers, and they're going to have to punt on their 2nd possession of this ball game. They started at their own 10 and got the ball out to the 25 before it stalled, and now we're going to be forced to punt.
Look at this, kind of a high snap.
Anthony Thomas takes a high snap. That ball was touched, Mike. That ball was touched. And Dothan picks it up. That was a smart thing to do. It was number 37. Vickers. Vickers for Dothan High School picks it up. I'll take that back.
87.
That was 87. That was Ricky Collins. I thought that was 37.
There you go.
But that was an extremely smart play by him. He saw that the ball was touched by the Northview High School man, and immediately picked it up and took off with it. A big break for the Tigers here.
Seems like these turnovers, maybe the two teams may be a little bit tense here in the starting moments of the first quarter. And pitch out to
The ball was
blown dead. Flag on the play.
The ball was pitched to Dennis Tillman, but I think they're going to whistle illegal procedure. They'll march it back 5 yards. It'll bring up a first down and 15 for the Tigers. Yard marker says second down, but I know better. It's still first down and 15. Grimsley comes this way in motion. The ball's going to be handed off to Tillman, and he's going to get the 5 yards back there, Mike.
Number 40 stopped him on the play, Willie Banks. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 for Dothan on the just shy of the 30-yard line. Battles pitches out to Grimsley, and he breaks up the middle for about a gain of 6 yards.
He's stopped by Lawrence Dawsey and Derek
Lawrence Dawsey, linebacker for the Cougars on the play defensively. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a 7.
Well, at least one thing for Dothan High, Russell, is that they are in field goal range.
With the wind blowing the way it is right now, they definitely are. I think they'd rather push that ball on into the end zone and pick up the 6 points here. The pitch is to Tillman. He breaks back into the middle. Got a little running room, and he's going to get the ball down to the 10-yard line, the 9-yard line. Derek Flowers, the last man, stops him at the 10-yard line. If it hadn't been for Flowers, that 6 points we were talking about would be on the scoreboard right now. We're going to have a timeout called by the Northview Cougars.
The first of several prizes for those of you who bought tickets.
If you get up at 5 in the morning and want to eat breakfast, Ray's Restaurant is where you can go to eat. If you work all day and want to eat lunch between 11 and 2 o'clock, Ray's Restaurant is still where you can go. If you like to talk about sports while you eat lunch, Ray's Restaurant is the place to go. A good breakfast, a good lunch, dessert, and fine people to eat with. One place to go, Ray's Restaurant. Open 7 days a week, 1338 South Oates.
Okay, we're set to go after the timeout, Michael. It's first down and 10 for Dothan High School. Grimsley in motion. Ball's handed off to number 32. I think that's Derek Reese.
Derek Reese, number 32, carries for Dothan.
He's going to get a tough yard.
By Lawrence Dawsey.
Yard and a half. Lawrence Dawsey there defensively for Northview High School.
2nd and goal with the 8.
They're going to give him 2 yards on it. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2.
It brings up a 2nd down and 8 yards to go. And Battles gives it to Grimsley, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards, down to about the 3-yard line.
That was Tillman that got the ball. 34.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Grimsley. It's 26.
Just add 12 to 22, and you'll have Tillman.
what the heck? My eyes is not as good as being an old man like I am. And it's third down goal to go for Dothan High School.
Ball's handed off to Tillman again, and he's going to get down to about the 2-yard line.
Stop by Lawrence Dawsey. All right, here we go, Russell. It's 4th down and 1, and they're going to go for it.
Number 32, Derek Reese. Number 34, Dennis Tillman in the backfield. We got a flag on the play. I think Northview's jumping up and down. It looks like we may have illegal procedure or something against, yeah, that's what it is, illegal procedure against the Tigers.
Illegal procedure. It'll be 4th and goal from the 7.
Going to take 5-yard penalty, and it's going to be 4th and goal from the 7-yard line. Okay, Mike. Number 80, Scotty Deese is going to come in and attempt a field goal, but we need to pay close attention because the quarterback, Don Battle, is in there to receive the snap. No, they're going to kick it, and they're going to get it. Good. With 1 minute and 23 seconds left in the first quarter, Dothan High School gets on the board first after recovering a Northview fumble on a Dothan High punt at the 25-yard line. They promptly marched the ball all the way down to the 2 before they were held and went for the 3 points.
Oh, ugly duckling, America's second call.
Magrino set to kick off. Tony Thompson deep for
Michael Magrino set to kick off for Dothan High School.
And Thompson is in the back, and
he's going to dribble it again, and the ball's going to be taken about the 22 by number 3.
Raymond Bruner picks up a few yards there before he's knocked down about the 35-yard line.
Ramon Bruner is going to get the ball up to the 35-yard line. That was a pretty good run. He took that one back at about his 20-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Both will be penalized 5 yards for offsides encroachment.
We'll have a offside or encroachment call against the defense here. We're going to give the Cougars 5 yards real quick, and it'll be 1st and 5 instead of 2nd and 5, or 1st and 10 is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Naumburg's in there, the quarterback, and he hands off. Number 22. Isaac Salter picks up about 4 yards.
Lorenzo Harris.
Just go ahead.
I was going to say Lorenzo Harris was there defensively for Dothan High School. It's a good thing he stopped him because it looked like he could have picked up a couple more yards on that play.
And they're just short of the 1st down on this one. Just less than a yard.
Oh, he's
hands off to number 30. LaRue Freeman picks up a 1st down.
Doug Mims, number 16, stops him after picking up quite a few yards on that play. It's a good thing we told everyone what was happening there. Our cameraman was faked out. I think he just informed me that he missed that play. But at the end of the first quarter, Michael, it's Dothan High School 3, Northview nothing. And please stay tuned We'll be right back after this message.
When it comes to screen printing, forget about all those claims like our magic toll-free number and just remember one place. Moonlight Graphics, 510 3rd Avenue. You're looking at some samples of their quality work, and quality is always emphasized at Moonlight Graphics. It's not just a t-shirt, it's not just a cap, it's not just a jacket, or anything else you'd like screen printed. The quality is always present. Keep in mind, for screen printing, it is Moonlight Graphics.
Okay, Northview pitches out to Lawrence Dawsey.
Lawrence Dawsey, number 1,
picks up
for the Cougars.
a couple of yards.
Stopped by Charles Brown and Lorenzo Harris.
Lorenzo Harris and Charles Brown stopped him after he picks up 2 yards. It's going to
Second down, 8.
Second down and 8.
LaRue Freeman up the middle.
Up the middle is to LaRue Freeman. Stopped by James Ford.
Number
Third
93,
down, 5.
James Ford, defensively for the Dothan High School Tigers. He didn't get much on that play. Ford wrapped him up just as soon as he hit the line, which is going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Northview High School. They send 2 receivers. Got David Hogan wide to one side and Chris Holmes wide to the other side. Nomberg's going to drop back and throw the ball incomplete.
Nomberg's pass is incomplete.
He was pressured there by number
Third down,
58,
6.
Felix Baxter, and the pass was intended.
Correction, 4th down, 6.
Was intended for number 30, LaRue Freeman, and he just threw the ball in the dirt. He got a little bit of pressure and was unable to get that one off.
So Northview's going to have to punt it away now.
Ray Gibson was deep for Dothan High School.
Punt is into the end zone, 1st and 10 for Dothan.
He kind of faked him there a little bit, Mike. It looked like he was going to fair catch the ball, and then he let it just roll on into the end zone. Ball hit about the 10, took a good bounce, and went on in. So with 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in this half.
The game will be shown this coming Monday evening at 6:30 on Group W Cable.
Anyway, the Tigers are going to take over 1st and 10 as we pause for that stadium announcement about this game being seen Monday night at 6:30 on Group W Cable. Donald Battle in a quarterback and is going to hand the ball off
Handoff is to Derek Reese.
And he's going to pick up about maybe 3.5 or 4 yards. Bobby Estes defensively for
Second down, 6.
Northview. Okay, we've got a 2nd down and 6 situation. Ball pitched back to Tillman on the left side. Breaks a few tackles and breaks back towards the middle.
Brought down by Lonnie Mathis.
Lonnie Mathis was on the play that time, stopping him
3rd down, 2.
at about the 27-yard line, close to the 28-yard line.
Ball's handed off to Tillman. And he's going to get the ball out to the 35. Got more than enough yards for the 1st down.
Yeah, he breaks the tackle there. Number 40 tried to get him, Willie Banks, but then Bobby Estes stops him.
Okay, it's 1st down and 10 for the Tigers from their own 35-yard line. And Alex Thomas jumped the gun a little bit there, and we're going to have 5-yard penalty against Dothan High. It's going to be 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
Dothan will be penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure.
Well, it's getting pretty crowded. We starting to get these fans piling on this platform with us, Mike. There are a couple of little kids down here underneath us. Definitely a crowd to be proud of tonight.
That's very true. Very true.
Okay, Battle looking at a 1st and 15 situation here. He's going to throw the ball real quick to number 17, Alex Thomas. And he's going to get the ball out to about
Mike Henry. Number 13 was on the play to stop him.
It's going to be a pickup of 9 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Orlando Grimsley in motion. The ball is going to be handed off to, look like...
Dennis Tillman carrying up the middle. He's brought down by number 78, Manny Venegas.
Dennis Tillman, I think.
Number 78, Manny Venegas, was on the play defensively.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 situation. Okay, on 3rd down and 4, they send Jamie Little wide to the right. The ball's going to be pitched back to Tillman, and he's going to be tripped up in the backfield.
Pitch out is number 34, Dennis Tillman. He's tripped up by Manny Venegas.
Manny Venegas on the play again.
4th down, 4.
Venegas has been in there on quite a few plays, and looked like when Tillman broke back to the middle, he had a little bit of running room up there. If he hadn't been tripped up, I think he would have had a pretty good game for the Tigers. Nonetheless, he was tripped up, and it brings up a 4th down and 4, and Anthony Thomas is in to punt for the Tigers.
Number 34, Mark Saffo, and number 2, Chris Holmes, is back to receive.
The ball's going to it's going to hit at about the 35 and take a good Dothan High bounce, and it's going to be whistled dead at the 14. Well, they're going to put it at the 15, where Northview will take over 1st and 10.
Number again for quarterback.
A little mix up in the backfield, and he falls down.
Going to lose about 6 yards there.
By the quarterback.
James Ford and 2 or 3 unidentified Dothan Tigers were in the backfield real quick.
So that brings up a 2nd and 15 for the Northview Cougars.
So far, this ball game has been pretty much what we thought. I'll say that again. Both teams have played pretty consistently on defense, and the offensive haven't really been able to get much going.
Number hands off to Lawrence Dawsey.
Picked up by Charles Brown, number 54.
Picks up about 6 yards.
Get the ball up about the 18-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. James Ford on the last play defensively for the Tigers.
Northview calls timeout.
We have a timeout before they get the play going.
I'm taking charge of my life and I know where I'm going. I'm feeling good like I'm wearing a new pair of shoes.
happen.
Thanks. Take charge of your life. Call Alabama Aviation and Technical College in Ozark. 1-800-624-3468.
He's up at 3rd down and 8 after the timeout.
Lomberg still in at quarterback.
Chris Holmes wide.
Lawrence Dawsey in motion.
Number 33.
He's looking.
David Hogan.
He's got a guy wide open down the sideline.
Oh, incomplete.
Number 24, Ray Gibson, breaks it up.
Pass intended for David Hogan. So that brings up a 4th down situation, so Northview's going to have to punt it.
I thought Ray Gibson, that guy, he was wide open at first, and Gibson made up a lot of ground to catch up with him and break that one up. Now we got Ray Gibson. Looks like Orlando Grimsley deep for the Tigers, as Nomberg is set to punt for the Cougars.
Almost blocked there. Like a bad snap.
Grimsley picks it up at his own 35-yard line, gets a little bit of running room on the sideline, and takes the ball up to the 48-yard line, 46, 47-yard line.
47, 1st and 10 Tigers.
Well, that was a bad snap for Northview. He didn't get a good kick on that one.
The kick was pretty good, considering it was almost blocked. I would say that they're a lot better off with the ball getting down to the 30 than having it back up at the other end of the field. But that was certainly a good run by Grimsley.
And pitch out to number 34, Dennis Tillman. Stopped on the play by Chris Parker. Was on the defense.
Had to make some notes there. Real good. I appreciate you jumping right in there and taking over for me.
Brings up a 2nd down and 2 yards for the Dothan Tigers.
He got the problem with pulling my hair. He does, he's over here.
Grimsley in motion. Ball's going to be, no, he's going to throw it. He's got Jamie Little down the sideline, and he can't get to it.
Battle's pass is overthrown.
Number 8, Aristotle Kirkland, defending for the Cougars. Ball just a little bit overthrown. Jamie Little's got pretty good speed and was down the field, but just couldn't quite make it. Kind of crowded here tonight. Okay, it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 situation. Going to hand the ball off to Tillman, and he's going to dive across the 45-yard line. And it's going to depend on where they mark it, Mike. That's going to be close to a 1st down. We're going to have an official's timeout for a measurement. Don, set it up.
So it's going to be 4th down and inches for Dothan after the measurement by the officials. And it looks like Dothan's going to go for it.
They're going to send Grimsley wide to the right and Jamie Little to the left. Going to have Derek Reese and Dennis Tillman in the backfield. And he bobbles the snap and lunges.
Don't know if he got it or not. It's really according to where they place the ball.
Battle bobbles the snap and then dives as far as he can himself.
And I don't believe they're going to get the 1st down.
It's going to be real close. Of course, the Tigers say they made it and the Cougars say they didn't. Ultimately, it's going to be left up to those men down there in the pinstripes. So we're going to see right here real quick what the decision is. They got it. No. One says they do, one says they don't. They're still looking. They don't. They don't get it.
Well, it was just inches is all they needed, Russell. But it looked like that Donald Battles kind of fumbled the ball when the snap was made there, and he just tried to stretch as far as he could to get that first down. With 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half, Northview gets possession of the ball. Lawrence Dawsey gets the ball, and he pass intended to David Hogan, bringing up a second down and 10.
Nomberg's pass is complete to Dawsey on the sideline, and he's going to be knocked out at or around about the Dothan High School 45.
33, Michael Magrino, number 54, Charles Brown.
Magrino and Brown there defensively for Dothan High School. He made enough for the first down, so they're going to move the sticks. That was a nice pass. Okay, you got Dawsey in motion. Nomberg is going to throw again, and he's got a man wide open. Over the other side.
Number 33, David Hogan.
Hogan catches the ball and is immediately hit by number 44, Mark Hawk. Mark kind of caught him in the air there and threw him on the ground, but it was certainly a nice reception. Picked up about 8.5, almost 9 yards. It's going to be second down and a long one for the Cougars. That's two nice pass plays in a row. Nomberg drops back again. He's pressured. Oh, what a hit.
Incomplete.
Nomberg was pressured by James Ford and Ronnie Marshall for Dothan High School, and he doesn't get the pass. The pass was incomplete. It was broken up by a stiff, hard-hitting Dothan High School. It's going to bring up a third down and 1 for the Cougars.
Chris Holmes wide.
Ball's handed off to number 30, LaRue Freeman. And he instantly breaks it off to the left side.
First down at the 25.
Gets the ball down to the 25-yard line, where it's going to be first down and 10 for the Cougars. Someone waiting for you right over here. Handed off to Dawsey. He breaks a couple of tackles and gets the ball down to the 21-yard line. Felix Baxter there defensively for Dothan High School.
Second and 6.
We'll bring up a second down and 6.
Here's a halftime score. Enterprise nothing, Carroll High 3.
Well, as you heard the PA announcer, looks like Carroll High has got Enterprise 3-0 at halftime.
Ironically, the same score we have here. However, the Cougars are moving the ball. This time the ball is handed off to number 22, Isaac Salter.
Salter. Number 54, Charles Brown.
Number 54, Charles Brown, made the stop for Dothan.
We're going to have an official's timeout. We've got an injured player on the field. Okay, the clock's running. 1 minute left in this half. Pitch is to Dawsey. A fake reverse. Dossie breaks the tackle and is going to get the ball down to about, what, 16, 17-yard line before Mark Hawk tackles him. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3. And Clark Lopez, the kicker, according to the program, a junior kicker, is going to come into the game.
Timeout, Dothan.
And
here's the next lucky ticket.
Attempt the field goal. However, we do have a timeout on the field.
This will be for a $25.
Okay, Lopez, after the timeout, is set to attempt a 35-yard field goal. And he didn't make it. I can't tell from here if it was blocked or anything, but there were a couple of Dothan high schoolers in the backfield. Most noticeably, number 54, Charles Brown. Nonetheless, the Dothan High School Tigers are going to take over at their own 20-yard line. And it will be 1st and 10 from that point. Donald Battle still in at quarterback. Orlando Grimsley in motion. And he's going to hand the ball off to number 34, Dennis Tillman, as he goes around the right side. And it's going to pick up about 8, maybe 9 yards.
Brought down by number 24, Chris Parker.
24, Chris Parker made the tackle on that play. The 23 seconds and the clock still running in the first half.
Got Jamie Little split wide to the left, and we're going to have a penalty on the play. We're going to have illegal procedure against the Dothan High School Tigers. Going to march off 5 yards. Instead of being 2nd down and 1, we're going to have a 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6.
Timeout, Donald. Battle takes a deep drop before he hands the ball off to Dennis Tillman. And it's 3, 2, 1, and that's the end of the first half. So, at the end of the first half, Dothan 3, Northview nothing. This has been the defensive battle that we thought it was going to be, Michael. Both teams looking pretty good, stopping the other team on the run, breaking up a few passes, an interception here and a fumble there, and that's pretty much the first half.
That's just what we talked about before the ball game. It looked like it may be coming down to the wire.
Well, let's sit back and get ready to enjoy a fine halftime performance by both of these high school bands. We'll be back in a few moments.
This is a look inside Sporting Goods headquarters for the Wiregrass. C&M Sporting Goods, 831 South Oates. No matter what you're looking for in the line of sporting goods, C&M is the place to go. For example, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Florida State, Georgia, baseball caps, or any other type paraphernalia from any other college, C&M is the place to go. If you got a little leaguer that plays football, they've got the cleats. If you want a trophy for that little leaguer, and T-shirts that start at 99 cents, C&M Sporting Goods.
Everybody loves the circus, especially when the star of the show is none other than Charlie Chaplin. But Charlie didn't set out to be the main attraction. He was just trying to keep from going to jail. And it's a good thing for him he's so hilarious. Still, he's going to need every trick in the book to compete with the handsome tightrope walker for the love of the ringmaster's daughter when the little trap makes it big in the circus. Then Charlie shows us another side of life when he packs up the wife and kids for a little family outing. They're off to the seashore for a very crazy cruise. This boat is so wobbly, even the fish are dizzy. And the traffic heading home is both heavy and hysterical. But it's all in a day of pleasure. Chaplin was Hollywood's reigning king of comedy, and this is why. Join us for another laughable, lovable Charlie Chaplin double feature here on the Disney Channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your half time entertainment, we proudly present the greatest band in Tigerland, the Dothan High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Tony and Rhonda Redstone. Color guard captains are Cricket Whitten and Carla McAllister. Head majorette is Kathy Bozeman. The band is under the field direction of drum major Cindy Salas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Dothan High School Marching Band. We now feature the majorettes and color guard as the band swings to the David Lee Roth medley, Ain't Got Nobody and Just a Gigolo. Tonight we would like to recognize the senior band members. This will be their last regular season halftime performance here in Hewes Stadium. The senior members include Sabrina Smith, Rhonda Hatfield, Leah Melton, Michael Munch, Ken Stevens, Harold Wesley, Andre Barber, Susan Smith, Julie Whitehead, Kathy Bozeman, Kim Wofford, Eddie Harris, Darla Stewart, Brad Hardy, Paul Fryer, Dennis Salas, Cricket Whidden, and Carla McAllister. Let's hear it for these seniors. The Dothan Band concludes its performance this evening with the arousing patriotic medley, Trooper Salute.
got everything but the exit of the Dothan High School band. We had to change tape.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Northview High School is proud to present the Cougar Marching Band. Flight Corps captains are Stephanie Hayes and Nicole Donnell. Majorette captain is Carla Coggins. And the band is under the field direction of Drum Major Brenda Register. And now the band opens their show with Imparata. Ralph Maddox, Trey Griffin, Dan Parker, Sean Thomas, Lee Markham, Susan Plunkel, and Emily Wilkerson. The Northview High School Band Boosters invite all of you to come out and eat with us at our food booth at the fairgrounds.
In 5 years of 50,000-mile warranty on all Jeeps and Renaults is available. That's right, 550 warranty. Bob Forty Motors, Marietta, Florida.
A few stats from the first half of play. Both teams, Dothan and North Downs, rushing Northview 40-94. Northview in passing is 3 of 8 for 21 yards, and Dothan High is 1 of 3 for 9 yards. Thus far in the game, Northview has 62 total yards of offense and Dothan High 103 yards. As you can see by this shot from the camera, we do have an extremely large crowd here tonight for this ball game. And we're just about set to get underway for the second half. Northview will be kicking off to Dothan. Reese, number 22, Orlando Grimsley, and number 26, Terrence Kelly. Set to kick for the Cougars is number 6, Clark Lopez. And I just overheard a conversation just a few moments ago, Mike. Coach Bubba Johnson was telling me that, or was telling a spectator here, that Lopez slipped on the footing on that kick. So that field goal was not blocked. He did slip on the kick.
He's stopped by number 24, Chris Parker. First and 10 at the 26.
Dothan's going to take over first and 10 at their own 26 as we get things underway in the second quarter, or second half, third quarter.
Donald Battles.
Handoff is to Dennis Tillman. He's stopped by John Braswell.
Dennis Tillman gets the handoff and is stopped defensively by, I believe the PA announcer said Braswell.
Direction on the tackle, Ross Morrow.
Brings up a second down and 8 for the Dothan Tigers.
Orlando Grimsley in motion. The pitch is going to be back to number 32, Derek Reese, and he's going to pick up.
32, Derek Reese.
Going to pick up a couple yards on the left side. Derek Flowers there defensively, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Took the words right out of your mouth. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah.
Red Carroll High 3, Enterprise 7.
Well, we have a score correction now, or an updated score. Carroll, who was beating Enterprise 3-0, is now losing 7-3. However, by the time everyone sees this, that game will be very much history. Wait, third down and 4 for the Tigers. Grimsley in motion again, and Battle's going to hand the ball off to Dennis Tillman.
He's brought down by Cassie Butler.
Brings up a 4th down in 1 situation, Russell.
I thought he was going to get it. Butler stepped in there and kind of clogged up that hole and put him on the ground.
It's back for Northview to receive.
Anthony Thomas is in kicking formation. Gets a good snap, got a good rush, and he's got a nice kick as the ball's going to be taken at the 28-yard line. He's going to be hit hard.
Chris Holmes takes the kick and is stopped by number 61, Channing Branch.
Channing Branch. And it looked like Ricky Collins. I'm not sure, but I know Channing Branch hit him. Anyway, the Cougars are going to start at their own 27-yard line. This will be their first possession of the second half. Oh, there's a fumble. Nonberg didn't receive the snap very well, and the ball goes down, but he alertly fell on it. He's going to lose 2 yards. Ramon Bruner brings the play in. The Cougars are going to have David Hogan wide to the left and Chris Holmes wide to the right.
Gets the ball, handoff, and he takes the ball up to about the 37-yard line.
Number 30 on the carry.
Lorenzo Harris and James Ford stop him after he picks up a first down as he moves the ball out to the 37-yard line. That was a nice run that time. I thought for a second there it was going to be a long one.
David Hogan and Chris Holmes wide.
Going to have the pitch back to Dossie. Ooh, nice play.
Tripped up by number 28.
Tripped up by Charles Brown.
Charles Brown trips him up, and it looks like Charles Brown is injured.
I think Stacy Turnipseed was in the play there also, number 28. Helping to stop him on the play.
Charles Brown was injured on that play after making the tackle and did leave the game for the mandatory one play. We'll see if he comes back. Anyway, at second down and 9, Dossie's in motion. Nonberg drops back. He looks for Dossie and is complete at the 39-yard line. And he carries the ball on up to about the 46, 47-yard line. You could, from this angle up here, when Nonberg started dropping back, you could see the play developing as Dossie came around in motion and was basically wide open.
Wide open. You're right.
After that reception, it's going to be third down and 2 for the Cougars. Going to have a handoff to Dossie, and he's hit.
Hit hard by 3 of Dothan's defense.
Nicky Smith, James Ford, and it looked like Michael Magrino. It's going to bring up a fourth down and 3. You'd have to say that right there is probably, at this point, one of the bigger defensive plays of the ball game. Other than, of course, a fumble or an interception, but particularly on this drive because the Cougars were moving the ball pretty good. And now they're going to be in punt formation. You got deep, number 24, Ray Gibson. The ball is coming to his direction. He's going to let it hit. It's going to take a Northview bounce, and it's going to be down at the 14-yard line, where Dothan will take over first and 10. Here, Mike, it's certainly easy to see the numerals of the Northview players. Grimsley in motion. Battle is going to give the ball off to number 34, Dennis Tillman.
Hitting the backfield.
Looks like he was going to be, you're right. Venegas snuck through that line and stopped him for a 1-yard loss. Going to bring up a second down and 11. Seems like we've been calling Manny Venegas' name several times
Quite a
tonight.
few times.
This is certainly a game of high emotion, and one gets his adrenaline going like Venegas, and he just is in there on a lot of plays defensively. motion again to pitch back.
And a flag on the play.
Number 32, Derek Reese.
Derek Reese takes the pitch.
Number 17, Shane Woods on the tackle, but there is a flag on the play.
Preliminary indication is it's going to be clipping against Dothan. I beat the PA announcer that time. At this point, it'll be probably half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
Ball is going to be marked down at the 13-yard line. No, I was wrong. It was 13. That's where it was originally. They're going to push the ball back to the 6-yard line. And it's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 18. Second and 19, passing situation. Be curious to see if they do throw the ball this deep in their own territory. And they didn't. Ball was handed off to number 34, Dennis Tillman, as he stands alone at about the 25-yard line. The whistle was blown. The play was stopped before he ever got the ball. Don't want to say from here, it looks like you're certainly right, the ball is resting at the 4-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 19. Derek Reese and Dennis Tillman in the backfield. There's a fumble.
And it looked like maybe Northview got that fumble.
They did. The ball was fumbled. Number 31, Rick Cazenay, comes up with the ball. This is definitely a break. A bad one for the Tigers, a good one for the Cougars.
Very much so.
Actually, it's hard to tell from here, but the ball is actually sitting inside the 1-yard line.
1-yard line, yeah. So that's going to bring up a 1st down and goal to go for Northview.
1st down and 34 inches for the Cougars. Dawsey takes it in. First play, Lawrence Dawsey dives in over the right side off tackle to score the touchdown. At this point in the game, that puts the Cougars up by 3, but we got the extra point attempt coming up. It's hard to see from where we're sitting, Mike. Everyone's standing up. It's surely excited the Northview crowd.
Penalty.
Before Clark Lopez can attempt the extra point, there's a flag on the play. More than likely it's going to be too much time against the Cougars. They'll have to try their extra point from 5 yards back. One can always be wrong, I admit it. Offsides makes it a little closer, but at this point it really doesn't matter. 1 or 2 yards.
You're right. And another penalty on the play.
Another penalty on the play.
And it looked to me like Dothan may have been offsides again.
They were. Trying to get through, trying to find them a hole so they can bust through there and block that kick. That's going to move the ball right down to the goal line, Mike.
You know, that brings up an interesting situation. Maybe Northview may go try for 2 and being that close.
That's what I was thinking. Lopez is still out there. It would. That's just a yard, Mike. Less than a yard, but they're still going to go for the 1 point, the sure thing. They got it. So, after 2 penalties for offsides, Clark Lopez finally gets a chance to kick the extra point. And with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left in the third quarter, Northview 7, Dothan 3. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a message from a sponsor.
If you get up at 5 in the morning and want to eat breakfast, Ray's Restaurant is where you can go to eat. If you work all day and want to eat lunch between 11 and 2 o'clock, Ray's Restaurant is still where you can go. If you like to talk about sports while you eat lunch, Ray's Restaurant is the place to go. A good breakfast, a good lunch, dessert, and fine people to eat with. One place to go, Ray's Restaurant. Open 7 days a week, 1338 South Oates.
Well, we're back, Mike, and Lopez is set to kick off. Orlando Grimsley is deep for the Dothan Tigers. He's got a little bit of help. He's flanked by Derek Reese and number 26, Terrence Kelly, but the ball's not going to get that far before we have a flag. Be willing to bet that one of the Cougars, a little aggressive, trying to get downfield, beat the kicker to the ball. So we're probably going to have offsides here, 5 yards, and he'll kick it from the 35.
Northview penalized 5 yards offside.
So Northview offside, so they was penalized 5 yards.
Okay, Lopez set to kick again. He gets this one off. Another squib kick up the middle. It's going to be taken at the 25. Oh, no.
Oh, he broke loose. Got him back to 47, 48-yard line.
Charles Brown, number 54, returns it up to the 48. And he's tripped up by Sattler. He could have broken that one. I mean, he just came up on the line real fast that time. Well, this is certainly the best starting field position for the Tigers, and we'll see if they can move the ball from this point. We'll try a little reverse to Grimsley. He's wide open.
It looked like he picked up a first down.
Oh, yeah, plenty enough. He picked up about 12, 13 yards on that play. If it hadn't been for Chris Parker and Mike Henry that time, Mike, he'd have been gone.
Yeah.
We'd be waiting for the kicker to come out there because they'd be changing the scoreboard. But nonetheless, Parker and Henry were there, and they did stop it, so it was just enough only for a first down.
So it's 1st and 10 for Dothan Tigers on the 42-yard line. And he tries up the middle, and he breaks loose, and he slips at about the 32-yard line.
Tillman carries the ball up close to another first down.
Almost.
Runs it down to the 33. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1. Reese and Tillman, pitch to Tillman again, and he found the first down, found a little bit of running room, and gets the ball down to the 20-yard line. We got a flag on the play. That was a nice play, a nice run by Tillman. Went to the outside and cut back, and then went back to the outside again and picked up the necessary yardage for the first down. Penalty is going to be against the Tigers, however. Certainly going to nullify that run. I haven't seen the indication yet. That official is running. That's 15 yards, Mike. It's probably clipping.
And that's what
that may have been an illegal block. Anyway, nonetheless, it pushes the ball back to the 40-yard line.
Second down 9.
Where it's going to be 2nd and 9. Ball handed off to Tillman again.
The middle is to Dennis Tillman.
He's going to get the ball back up to about the 45-yard line. Big number 44, Lawrence Dawson is there again.
Brings up a 3rd down and 4. What are you looking for, Russell? Another flag on the play, and I believe it's against Northview this time.
They have a little encroachment this time on the Cougars.
Northview will be penalized 5 yards, encroachment. 1st and 10.
Well, that 5 yards to give the Tigers the first down that they needed. Ball will still be a little bit short of Tillman's run a few minutes ago, but that's history now. We got a 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Clock's running with just a little over 1 minute left in this quarter. Battle drops back to throw the ball. Alex Thomas, number 17, down the left sideline.
2nd and 10.
Ball thrown out of bounds. Derek Flowers was over there defensively for the Cougars. I don't think either one of them really had a shot for that ball, do you?
No, it was overthrown pretty well. But at least he did get it out of bounds to stop the clock.
Good point. 2nd and 10. Reese and Tillman in the backfield. Ball's handed off to Reese. He's going to go around the left side. He's going to pick up about, what, 5 yards?
42 on the carry.
I believe he's going to place it back to about 3.5 yards.
He slid 2 yards.
Yeah.
I didn't. Anyway, it'll be 3rd and 6 instead of 5. Jamie Little split wide to the right. Alex Thomas, excuse me, the top.
Battle keeping the ball.
Battle keeps the ball for a couple yards. However, there is a flag on the play. Looks like holding against Dothan. There's 2 penalties, Mike, that's really hurt this drive.
Yeah, and that's what hurt both teams at the beginning of the ball game was penalties or turnovers. Third down and 16 situation. Drops back to pass. Couldn't find anybody open.
He's got
him open. Oh, and he picks up a 1st down, Russell. Just as
Mark Parker. Battle just running all over the place back there in the backfield trying to elude them Cougars and finally gets the ball off for a 1st down. Mark Parker with a good reception there. Nice play.
He gets it down to about the 13-yard line.
Shows a lot of patience on Battle's part, looking for that open man under all of that pressure.
That's the end of the 3rd period. Northview 7, Dothan 3.
And that's the end. Go ahead, Mike.
So at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's going to be Northview 7, Dothan 3, but Dothan on a drive.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after this message from our sponsors.
It's Ugly Duckling Rent-A-Car in Dothan, Alabama, and Enterprise. If you want to rent a pickup truck, if you want to rent a van or a station wagon, if you've had an insurance replacement, if your transmission's gone out, if your wife has left you, any reason at all, you need to rent a car, you need to come to Ugly Duckling Rent-A-Car in Dothan, Alabama, and Enterprise. It's Ugly Duckling Rent-A-Car.
Okay, here we go. First and 10 for Dothan.
Fumble.
There's a fumble on the play.
Northview looks like they're indicating it's Northview, and it is. And that hurts Dothan.
That drive started at the 48 for the Tigers, and they looked like they were moving the ball pretty good. And there was a little confusion in the backfield then, and the ball was on the ground, and as you know, it's anybody's in, and the Cougars fell on it. So another big defensive play for the Cougars here.
Numberg passes to Dawsey. Gets down to about the 25-yard line.
Doug Mims, 28 Stacy Turnipseed, and number 54 Charles Brown were all in there for a good hit. However, it wasn't up for the first down.
Breaks loose, gets up to about the 35-yard line.
James Ford kind of corrals him in there, wraps him up.
Just short of the first down.
That was a quick 9 yards. I hate to say what would have happened if James Ford hadn't have been there. Up the middle, LaRue Freeman is stopped by Stacy Turnipseed and Charles Brown for no gain. Still third down and 1. As you can see,
there's Russell Bird and
Mike Graves, the voices of the Cougars and the Tigers, only on Group W Cable. Ball's pitched back to Dawsey again. He's going to lose a couple of yards this time.
92, Ronnie Marshall stopped him on that play.
So what was a third down and 1 is now a fourth down and 4. Tigers, as they say at the University of Georgia, hunkered down a little bit there and stopped them on that third down and 1. Numberg is back to punt for the Cougars. We've got a good rush. Ray Gibson takes the punt at his own 35-yard line and crosses midfield and into Cougar territory.
As you can hear this crowd booing, they was talking, I think they're booing about roughing the kicker on that play.
Well, it happened so fast. He was definitely hit. But, not having an instant replay here, I don't know if he was blocked into him or what. Of course, the official was standing right there, and I'm sure that he made the right call. We may disagree, but nonetheless, it's not going to be changed. It's first and 10, Dothan High at the Northview 48. Tillman takes the ball, rambles down to about the 38. It's going to be close to a first down. It's going to bring up a second and about 1.
Second and inches.
It's going to bring up a second down in just a few inches. Mark Parker in motion. The ball's going to be pitched back to Tillman again, and he's going to get the first down. Almost stopped in the backfield by Cassie Butler.
By Joey Sheffield.
Joey Sheffield will stop him on that play.
To the 34. That's good for a first down.
Oh! Faked me out. I thought he handed the ball off to Tillman. And he attempted to pass to Mark Parker, and it was a little bit over his head, incomplete. Mark Reeves and Willie Banks were in the area for the Cougars. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Dothan. A little confusion at the line. Ball's going to be handed off to Tillman. It's a race. Derek Flowers hauls him down from behind. But not before Tillman runs the ball down to inside the 10-yard line.
He just found the hole and run through that one. The line broke it open for him.
If you've been watching these games for the past couple of weeks, Tillman's found a couple of holes like that in just about every game. Not to discredit anyone, but he seems to be a pretty good runner. Parker in motion. Pitch is back to Tillman again. He cuts back to the inside and it's hit hard. Looked like Cassie Butler. Put a little bit of that scarlet on that white jersey that time.
Second and goal at the 7.
A lot of emotions running high in this ball game. We got a timeout on the field.
Gonna bring a 2nd down and 7.
2nd and goal. Parker in motion again. Ball's pitched to Tillman. He's going to try the left side, and he's going to get the ball across the 5 down to about the 3.5 or 4 yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
3rd and goal at the 4.
3rd and 4. Alex Thomas brings the play in. Parker in motion. We got a flag on the play before the snap gets off.
Flags on the play.
The call is going to be offsides, Mike. What was that was a big penalty, Mike. What was a 3rd down and 4 is now all of a sudden a 3rd down and 9. Reese and Tillman. He's going to throw the ball. Battle just. Rick Cazenave broke up the pass. It's going to bring up a fourth down from the 9, and the Tigers are going to call another timeout.
Timeout Dothan.
It's 4th down and 9. The Tigers have elected to go for it. Ball's pitched back to Tillman. He's got a big hole, and he breaks it back up to the middle, and he's going to be stopped. Number 92, Ross Morris, a junior for the Cougars, stops him at the 6-yard line. That's where the Northview Cougars will take over. Officials trying to get the clock started. It is running. Naumburg hands the ball off in a misdirection play to number 30, LaRue Freeman, and he's stacked up by number 44, Mark Palk, and then a whole host of Tigers join him.
2nd and 9.
The play failed again. It's going to bring up 2nd down for the Cougars. Clock running with just under 6 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. Naumburg drops back. He's got a couple of receivers. It's picked off. Ray Gibson. And then Gibson pitches the ball back to number 54, Charles Brown. He's still going, all the way down to about the 4-yard line, 3-yard line. Naumburg threw a good pass. It was tipped by his intended receiver and intercepted by Ray Gibson, number 24. Gibson runs the ball a couple yards and then pitches back to number 54, Charles Brown, and Brown carries the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. Dothan High will have the ball 1st and 5 from the Cougars' 5-yard line. This has definitely been a game of the defenses tonight. Everyone on their feet. Derek Reese takes the handoff and he's going to get it down to inside the 1. This place is going crazy. 2nd and goal inside the 1. Clock's running. Just under 5 minutes left in the 4th and final period of this ball game. Tillman gets it and dives over the top. Tillman dives over for the touchdown. That touchdown puts... Welcome back, Mike.
I must have missed something.
That touchdown puts the Tigers up 9-7. The point after attempt is coming. Number 80, Scotty Deese is in. It's up, and it's good. With 4 minutes and 37 seconds left in the 4th quarter, Dothan High 10, Northview 7. Please stay tuned for the rest of this ball game as we take a commercial break for one of our fine sponsors.
When it comes to screen printing, forget about all those claims like our magic toll-free number and just remember one place. Moonlight Graphics, 510 3rd Avenue. You're looking at some samples of their quality work, and quality is always emphasized at Moonlight Graphics. It's not just a t-shirt, it's not just a cap, it's not just a jacket, or anything else you like screen printed. The quality is always present. Keep in mind, for screen printing, it is Moonlight Graphics.
Number 33, Michael Magrino, a junior, is set to kick off for the Tigers. Tony Thompson is deep, along with Isaac Salter for the Northview Cougars. Ball's kicked and hits at the 15. It hits a Northview man. He picks the ball up and promptly runs the ball out to about the 26, 27-yard line. Northview is going to take over at their own 28, where it'll be 1st and 10. after in motion. Numberg drops back again. He's got Dossie across the middle, wide open. Ball's complete at the 46-yard line, and he fights his way up to the 50.
Pass is complete to Lawrence Dossie.
Nicky Smith and Doug Mims stops him at the 50, where it's 1st and 10.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at midfield for the Northview Cougars. And the pass is complete to Raymond Bruner, and he takes the ball up to about the 40-yard line.
Michael Magrino and James Ford there defensively for the Tigers. He's going to pick up almost enough yards for the first down. It's going to be just a few inches short. It'll be 2nd and less than a foot. That's two passes completed and 2 passes attempted, 2 passes completed by Nomberg in this drive. Pitch back to Dossie. He's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss. Charles Brown there defensively for the Tigers. I'll tell you something, Mike, I'm real thirsty. It's so crowded here tonight, the Coca-Cola man can't even get up here.
Third down and 4. Nomberg drops back to pass again. Finds a man
across the middle.
Oh, and it's incomplete, but the flag on the play.
He had Dossie. Dossie had the ball and dropped it. But like you said, there is a flag on the play. And the preliminary indications is it's against the Tigers. Pass interference. That may explain why you didn't catch that one.
Yeah.
We'll step off the yardage, going to mark the ball down at the 30-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout by the Dothan High School.
I'm taking charge of my life and I know where I'm going. I'm feeling good like I'm wearing a new pair of shoes. I'm in control of my life and I know what to
Have a nice flight, Captain.
Thanks. Take charge of your life. Call Alabama Aviation and Technical College in Ozark, 1-800-624-3468.
As you can see, there is our ground crew, Nathaniel Fraser and Charlie Miles.
Bringing you those exciting replays and ground shots. While we got a break in the action here, I'd like to mention a couple things, Mike. This telecast is an exclusive production of Group W Cable. We have been showing these Dothan High School and Northview High School football games since the beginning of this season. And I believe Nathaniel's intentions are to continue this on into basketball season and then baseball. So we got a lot of exciting sports action coming up. First and 10 for the Cougars. The ball is handed off to number 30, LaRue Freeman.
Drop down. Lisenby.
Forrest Lisenby stops him there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. But like I was saying, this is just a sample of the type of programming that you can expect to see on our Group W Cable local origination channel. You'll be able to see the Cougars and the Tigers basketball and baseball and even the Wallace College athletic program. Plus anything that anyone may want to see, all they have to do is just give us a call at Group W Cable and we'll do the best we can to show any type of program.
LaRue Freeman stopped about the line of scrimmage on that play. by Lisenby, excuse me. But to add to that, Russell, I'd like to invite everyone to tell their friends and neighbors about Group W Cable exclusive programming of the Northview and Dothan High sports activities that we'll be bringing them.
And not only the sports, Mike, we've been fortunate enough to get these two fine high school bands, and hopefully we can continue with some of their programs. Anyway, the ball's pitched to Dossie. He's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. Just out of the reach of Isaac Salter. That play there certainly surprised just about everyone in the stadium, except for maybe the Northview players and the guys on the field.
So the kicking crew is going to come in.
It's a 4th down and 6. Clark Lopez is going to come in and attempt a 42-yard field goal here. There's the snap. The kick's up. It's good! It's good!
Oh, no! 32-yard field goal. 42-yard field goal. With 1 minute and 16 seconds left in this ball game, Northview just ties it up 10-10.
Please stay tuned. We'll be back for the exciting conclusion of this game after a message from one of our sponsors.
This is a look inside Sporting Goods headquarters for the Wiregrass. C&M Sporting Goods, 831 South Oates. No matter what you're looking for in the line of sporting goods, C&M is the place to go. For example, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Florida State, Georgia baseball caps, or any other type paraphernalia from any other college, C&M is the place to go. If you got a little leaguer that plays football, they've got the cleats. If you want a trophy for that little leaguer, and T-shirts that start at 99 cents, C&M Sporting Goods.
Lopez set to kick. He kicks it deep. Ball takes a bounce, and it's fumbled. Oh, that was a close one.
Recovers the kick after 16.
Terrence Kelly bobbles the ball. It rolls around. A Northview man had a chance to get the ball. Then an unidentified Dothan High player falls on it. Dothan's going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 15. Battle hands the ball off to Tillman, and he's going to get 3 yards. Manny Venegas on the stop is a gain of 6. Excuse me, there's a gain of 3. Manny Venegas there defensively for the Cougars. Pitch back to Tillman again. He's going to go to the right side. Got a big hole. Breaks back to the middle and is down at the 35. However, there is a flag on the play.
There's a flag in the backfield.
Tillman runs the ball out to the 34-yard line, but we'll wait and see what the penalty is. Clipping against Dothan. Going to step off a couple yards here. And this ball game is destined for overtime. There's 14 seconds. I mean, anything can happen, but there are only 14 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
6-3-3, 6-7-6, 6-3-3.
We're going to have a timeout on the field with just 11 seconds remaining in the 4th period of this ball game. get a look at some of the fans that have come out here tonight to see this fantastic football game. As soon as they notice they're on TV, I'm sure we're going to have the first wave in Rip Hewes Stadium. Now some of the unsuspecting Tiger fans be able to see themselves on TV. Okay, after the penalty, it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 16 for the Tigers. Mark Parker in motion. The ball is going to be pitched back to Tillman again, and he's going to get around the side, and he's going to be chased out of the bounds at the 19 by Cassie Butler and Derek Flowers. Rick Kazanave almost had him in the backfield for a loss. Clock stops with 6 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Number 45, Jamie Little, brings the play in. We'll be seeing a good bit of Jamie Little when baseball season comes around. 3rd down and 6. And Battle takes the snap, downs it, and that's history. The 4th quarter is over. Regulation play is over. The score is Dothan High 10, the Northview Cougars 10. Please stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of this ball game.
Ever wonder whether cable TV is really worth it? Well, if you have, we at Group W Cable have a suggestion. Consider what you'd miss if you didn't have cable. For instance, depending on your area, you might miss channels that bring you news, cultural programming, children's programming, sports programming, and more. You'd also miss 24-hour channels like HBO that offer you blockbuster movies, specials, and sports. Or Showtime, which offers you other blockbusters, comedy, and Broadway shows, too. All uncut, uncensored, and uninterrupted by commercials like this. In short, you'd miss out on all but a handful of good channels. So maybe the question shouldn't be whether cable TV is worth it. Maybe it should be whether TV without cable is worth it. Group W Cable, all that TV can be.
676-627.
We're going to go into overtime. Lawrence Dawsey is out there for the Cougars. Northview has won the toss. Dothan won the toss. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. Looks like Northview is going to be on offense first. Dothan will be on defense. The ball will be placed down at the 10-yard line. Each team will have 4 opportunities to put it into the end zone. Hogan in motion. Ball's pitched back to Dawsey. And on the first attempt, Dawsey's going to get the ball down to the 9-yard line. Number 44, Mark Paulk, defensively for the Tigers. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 attempt. Number 4, Frank Flowers, comes into the game for the Cougars. Nunberg will have a single setback. LaRue Freeman. Isaac Salter in motion. He's going to throw the ball to Dawsey. And Dawsey attempts to throw the ball. And he's going to go down, and it's going to be fumbled. The initial pass was complete to Dawsey.
Ball is fumbled.
The ball was fumbled, recovered by Northview. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 15. We're going to have a timeout on the field. We'll resume play in just a few seconds. The Peanut Festival will be on TV. 3rd down and 15 for the Cougars. Dawsey in motion. Nomberg drops back. Lost it into the end zone, and there's no one there.
Pass is overthrown, 4th and 15.
Pass was overthrown. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 15 for the Cougars. Number 6, Clark Lopez, is on the field. Lopez is going to be attempting a 31-yard field goal. There's the snap. The kick's up. It's no good. It's no good. So now the test is coming. The Tiger offense will be going against the Cougar defense, and the Cougars will need to stop them here.
Timeout, Northview.
Northview is going to take a timeout, and it looks as if the Tigers are going to elect to attempt a field goal on their first down attempt. Scotty Deese is on the field. So the Tigers are going to go for the win on the first play. They're going to attempt the field goal and try to get this overtime period over with quickly. Everyone in the stadium's on their feet. It's going to be a 28-yard attempt. The kick is up. It's good. It's good. The kick is good. The Dothan High Tigers are going to win this one in overtime, 13-10. This ball game has certainly been everything that we expected it to be. It was a hard-fought game by both teams. I think the breaks were pretty even. Both teams played real well. But in the end, the Tigers are going to win this one, 13-10. One of the best played games I've seen all year. It's really a letdown for the Northview Cougars. They played an exceptionally well ball game, as did their counterparts on the south side of town, the Dothan High School Tigers. It's a tough loss for anyone, and certainly it's a nice victory for the Tigers. Again, let me mention, this is just one in a series of this type of programs that we're going to be carrying by Group W Cable. And I'd like to take this opportunity to tell anyone, if you have any comments or suggestions that you would like to make about our local origination programming, please write or call Group W Cable.
The brakes have gone against you all night. You had a lot of mistakes, and then one big break for y'all. Y'all got that inside.
Well, when we were down on the goal line and we had 4th down, we wanted to we didn't want to throw the football. We wanted to back them up and put pressure on them because our defense has been doing such a great job all year, and it paid off for us. A lot of people probably questioned what we called, but our defense has been winning football games for us, and so that's what we decided to do. I'm happy for the kids. We didn't play a good football game. We played probably the worst game, and it might have had a lot to do with Northview and what they did. But we played terrible. And, to play as bad as we did and to come out winners, that was great. I'm happy for the kids. I'm happy for Dothan High School. And, Northview still got a chance. All they got to do is beat Ozark and they're in the playoffs. Maybe if we're lucky and we go over to Enterprise and we can win, maybe it might be both teams in the city in there. Northview is a heck of a football team. They do a lot of things offensively. They do a lot of things defensively too. They got a great football team. They've shown it all year long. Their kids, I hope they don't take this real bad because they got an excellent chance of being in the playoffs if they win next week. I'm just happy for us and happy for Dothan I'm just happy. I'm tired of losing to Northview.
With the mistakes,
well, I felt like we had to. I felt like if we didn't throw it down there, then we weren't going to get it out and they were going to score anyway. So, I make the decisions around here. I made some wrong ones. I make more wrong ones probably than I do right ones. But that's my decision. I'm the head coach. As long as I'm the head coach, I'm going to do those decisions. And I think the team played, great. I think the team overall just played tremendous. I couldn't ask anything out of more of our kids. We played a great football team tonight. Well, ain't nothing wrong with getting Dothan in overtime 13-10. And I don't know, two great teams played. We played tomorrow night, it might be the opposite way. I don't know. But, two great teams played. I'm not embarrassed. And the city of Dothan ought not to be embarrassed. If anybody's embarrassed just because we lose a ball game, they got the wrong dang perspective anyway. I'm not worried about it. I'm for them dang young'uns I just coached because they just played their doggone heart out, and people can take it or not take it. I don't care, but I'm for them dang kids.
What kind of things did you tell them in the locker room after the game?
I told them they're the greatest bunch I've ever coached, and I love them dearly. I don't care if they lose 40 in a row. I love them. I don't give a heck. They played hard. As long as they playing hard, nobody's got a doggone thing to say. And they better not saying about them. They can talk about me, and you can talk about me, and if they don't talk about me, they might say nothing about them young'uns. So they played as good as they could play. Thank you for watching. This program has been an exclusive presentation of Group W Cable.
Okay, sit down now.
Baptist Church tonight, 1001 East Selma Street. All students from both high schools are in.
Okay, now let's go. Get these folks to the front of the Monday night at 6:30. Six. Mike McGraw is ugly.
This is Group W Cable, Westinghouse Broadcasting and Cable Incorporated.